NBA player, not NFL player. And he's not a hard. No one cares. She actually got spitted on Twitter today because what she's doing is technically extortion.
30 seconds remaining.
But at the end of the day, who cares? It's two consenting adults who freaking has sex. I don't. Who gives a fuck? They can do whatever they want. She's mostly mad because she's not the one who freaking had a kid. Well, she's not the one who's getting married to.
Survivors win.
That's the downside. Gets anybody? That's not the downside. It's a who cares. There is no downside. If you care, people care way too much about other people's sex lives. Stop caring. Like I said, what she's doing is just doing people do it on the internet. She's mad because she's not the one who's going to be having like a millionaire husband. Yeah, whether he's famous or not famous, females react that way anyways. When you're dealing with people like that. My thought process is who cares. I don't get why people care so much about what celebrities are doing. And even like talking about it to me, it's one of those things where it's like, why do you give a fuck? It's interest study on TV papers. Nobody's business. It's not an interest study at all. It's just nobody's building business. People aren't lab animals for people to study. Like that's kind of like the issue our society is that we freaking view people as some kind of case study or science experiment. They're people. The lack of humanity in this fucking country is ridiculous. Even when it comes to the match shit, like that's no one's business. Like, leave them alone. Let them live their freaking life and everybody else lives theirs. But they're not making a spectacle though. When it comes to Harry and Meghan, it's everyone else talking about them, not them begging for the attention. Like, just leave them fuck alone. People aren't science experiments. If they wanted privacy, people can just give them privacy. It's not about if they wanted this, if they wanted that. People can just give them the fucking privacy. Like, it's not about, because when it comes down to it, who's doing all the shit that they're doing? It's the public, not anybody else. Mind your fucking business. It's just that simple. You fucking trade it all. You don't think they want privacy? It doesn't matter what people think somebody wants. It's their fucking life, it's their business. The obsession people have is the people who obsess fault, not the people who are involved. Leave them alone. Like, what it sounds like, you're trying to like find like a way to where it's like where it's capable for you to judge them. Like, you want an ability to be able to judge people. It's not just you, it's everyone else who non-stop talks about freaking Meghan Markle and Harry. Is like, it's not anyone's business. But are they on Jerry Springer? No. The only people who freaking actually want their privacy freaking like broken and want that attention is people who go on those kind of shows, people who have shows like the Kardashians. Just because someone's famous doesn't automatically mean that you know, they don't want privacy. And at the same time, it's also not about privacy. Privacy and being treated like a lab animal aren't the same thing. So in order for people to like not be judged by anybody else or you, they have to not be famous anymore. That's a closed-minded thought process. Like, oh, if you don't want us to judge your life or talk about your life, don't be famous. Like, or you can just let them have their fucking life. Like, I personally don't care about what anybody who's famous does. Like, that's their life. Just like how I don't want someone freaking prying into my personal life. You know, I'm not, even when it comes to my own friends, I don't, unless my friends themselves freaking publicly freaking say to me something involved with them, I'm not going to freaking pry into their fucking shit. You like I had a friend who name we're not going to mention who he had deal with this girl that he was very high on, and it didn't work out because she stood him up. I didn't freaking like pry into his life going. So what did you do? Did you message her saying something that made her a little like no? Because it's not my business. I'm not like a lot of the non-privacy that goes on with people with anybody is other people who are trying to find a way into people's lives. Because everyone does have a private life, but when their private stuff gets like exposed, is because someone else is freaking seeking it, not because they themselves put it out there. Zion Williamson didn't put out that he freaking fucked 2 porn stars. The porn star put it out there. And everybody else freaking kept digging into it, and all that attention made her happy, so she kept talking about it because it gave her attention. When it comes to freaking Harry and Meghan stuff, people don't like Meghan Markle because they have their own weird narrative towards her. So they thrive off the thought process of anything negative that comes out about her. Like they're allowed to live their life. He welcomed it by not being careful. What did he do that's not careful? He had sexual intercourse with 2 people. That's no different than anybody else in society. Have you never had sex before? Or is it his fault that she talked about it? Not that's such a weird like thought process. He welcomed it because he wasn't careful. Someone was mad that she's not the girl that got picked. That's it. Do I honestly believe that she's not seeking some place sign an NDA? Some people shouldn't have to sign an NDA. Just because some people do it doesn't mean everybody else have to. Like again, people are humans. You should be able to just fuck somebody, and if it doesn't work out, move on. You shouldn't have to sign it like, hey, don't tell anybody we fucked. If you do, you're going to court. There's a difference between seeking attention and seeking negativity. It's just a weird thought process. That's also like based on obsession with people of fame. That's also where that comes from. The need to freaking to like judge people of fame. They need to like always talk about them is born from obsession of people of fame. People who don't have obsession of celebrities don't talk about fucking celebrities. You wanna know how often me and CJ, my friends in party chats, mention celebrities? Fucking never, because we don't care. We're not obsessed with their lives. It doesn't come up. We talk about ourselves, video games, things we saw on YouTube or a reel and things like that. We don't talk about celebrities because we don't care. It's not our lives. Like, that's theirs. If we do mention celebrities, it's like to make fun of something else involving celebrities, not them themselves. Like the other day, I mentioned in a group chat, in a party chat, that there's people going to Swift concerts wearing diapers. We thought that was hilarious. It has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. It's just her fans are wearing diapers, and they wear diapers because they don't want to miss a second of her show. It's weird as hell. We talked about it because that's kind of funny, but it's adjacent from the actual celebrity itself. Like I said, it's just a weird thought process to like be so obsessed with celebrities and what they do, and then whenever something bad happens involved with them, there's like these weird narratives be created where it's like, well, they should have did this, or should have did that, or it's just their life and leave their life alone. Because if the optics will turn the other way around, you'll feel the same way. If someone's prying into your life and exposing all things about your life and your past and your relationships and things like that, you like, can y'all fuck off? Like, y'all leave me alone? Like, I get it. Like that thought. Like the say Zion welcomed it by not being careful is basically like saying women who freaking wear short clothing, they deserve to get gawked at because they wore freaking short shorts. They wore a skirt, or they wore a low cut top shirt. If they didn't dress that way, then they wouldn't get what they got if that happened to them. That's what that sounds like when you say someone welcomed it and not being careful. All he does fuck somebody. Something that everyone in the world is doing right now. There's probably someone getting their freaking back blown out right now. Dog's like, okay. I'm just saying, it's like, why were you like making Zion a bad person because he had sex with a porn star? Like, who cares? Her reaction to it is just she wanted some money out of it. Well, not because he wanted money out of it, because she wasn't the one who got picked. She's just your typical jealous person who's reacting to out of jealousy And because everything happens on the internet, we're all exposed to that jealousy. Whereas back in the day, you wouldn't hear jealousy because no one had internet. You would hear through like word of mouth from like your friend circle and gossip groups, but you wouldn't hear it anywhere else. So it was like just small. Since the internet exists, you have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all kind of stuff. Everyone's exposed to like non-stop exposure of freaking jealousy or anything, whether you're famous or not famous. But at the end of the day, no matter how much money in your freaking pocketbook, you're still a person. It's not a bad decision though. What makes it a bad decision? Is he like it's just sex? You're saying he made a bad decision. He didn't. He slept with somebody, moved on, and then that person was mad that he didn't pick her to marry. It's not a bad decision. It's just life. Judging him is wrong, is what it is. Like, no matter how you try to like turn the narrative, it's wrong to judge him or anybody else involved in it. He had more to lose. He had nothing. He's not losing anything. Like, you're wording it as if Zion Williamson fucked somebody and now the NBA is like, get out. He's not. He's still about to be one of the highest paid NBA players, period. He's still viewed as one of the biggest talents in NBA history. Zion's having a normal day today. Zion's not on Twitch chat talking about you made a bad decision for having sex with porn star. And Zion's having he's woken. His wife is pregnant. Might be getting traded during this week, because this week's a draft, where he's gonna go to a new team who's gonna appreciate him. He's fine. It won't impact his career at all because he doesn't care. Want to know what Zion's talking about right now? Nothing. Want to talk about Zion having sex with a porn star? Us. The only person who gives a fuck is you and anybody else who judges Zion. Zion's having a normal day. He does have sport deals. You want to know what they're doing? Nothing. Because they don't care if this one had sex. Why would Nike give a fuck that he had sex? Like, hey, Nike, this guy had sex. Okay? And that's it. That's literally it. You learned of Zion from me? Yeah, because I mentioned it because I thought it was hilarious. That someone's on Twitter trying to extort him. But am I the one who told you that Zion's a bad person? Am I the one who told you that Zion made a mistake in his life? No. That's something that you thought of yourself just by looking on the outside looking in. Like, you're assuming that he's gonna lose all his money because he fucked a porn star. No one cares. Like, no business is like... like, there's Nike, he has to deal with Nike. Nike's not sitting there and going, damn, I can't believe you did that. You're fired. Like, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't make a bad decision. He just had sex with somebody who got jealous. Seems like a mistake. Well, if you think it seemed like a mistake, Popcorn, can I ask you this question? Have you never made a mistake in your entire life? Have you lived your entire 40 plus years on this planet without making any mistakes? If you say yes, I bet you're lying. I'm sure you've made some mistakes in your life, so why judge somebody else make mistakes? Being famous does not mean that their mistakes matters more than yours. Again, they're people. I hate both of you. Like, Dawn and CJ, y'all can go sit in a corner and talk about y'all lives together. I said together. I don't want to hear about how your life sucks. This isn't freaking... What was that? Exactly. So if you've made plenty of mistakes, why are you just somebody else's mistakes? Like, I just like, it's just so annoying. I'm kind of going off on a tangent. I just hate how obsessed people are with the lives of celebrities. Honestly, I think it's a psychology. I'm gonna use what I learned in college. Is that too, but just looking back at psychology, I think a lot of it's just a lot of people trying to find any kind of way to project their own lives. So what happens is they if their life is going one way, then they're like, okay, then let me look at somebody else's life because theirs is worse than mine, or whatever they're going through, I'm not going through, so my day's better automatically because I'm not going through what they're going through. So it's like people just obsess with other things to make their own lives feel better. It's kind of like when it comes to like all those TLC shows. All those shows on TLC are fucking awful, but people watch them because it's projection. It's, hey, I'm exactly. That's exactly what it is. I'm overweight, but this person on the TV show, like their legs were the size of a Buick. I'm good. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Their legs the size of a Buick. This person on like they're on TV parading their 9-year-old daughter in these dance patches and while like these pedophiles are watching and enjoying themselves. It's not a public spectacle. That's just how you want to view it to make your judgment of people feel better. If someone goes outside, like in the middle of the street and strip butt naked and start doing stuff, that's a spectacle. Someone being famous and things go a certain way isn't them having a public spectacle. That's you applying your own narrative to it to justify something. It doesn't go back to like the Barnum and Bailey circuses. It has nothing to do with that. It's just everyone else is people who are projecting their own life and people who want to have like an excuse to do certain things while also looking at themselves as good people. Just look at like how all these Christians are reacting on social media. Like they'll say all this hateful stuff against people who are like, you know, trans or gay and whatever. Then go, but Jesus loves me. It's like you're projecting your religion to save yourself from being a bad person. Are fascinated by it, and that goes back to what I said about looking at people as science projects, not as humans. Not everybody has that thought process. That's a generalization to say humans in general are fascinated by it. I just told you that no one in my friend group cares, which means that goes against the generalization that people care. It's an obsession. A lot of it is an obsession, isn't it? Like whether it's celebrities or it's religion or it's freaking sports, a lot of like that dialogue is an obsession, and people create narratives to go what they believe is. If you dislike somebody, you share, not you in particular, but like just people. When they dislike someone, they share any article or video that caters to the thought process of them not liking something. If they do like something, they'll share every article and video of this thing agrees with me because everyone's an echo chamber. It's all a narrative and it's all based on obsession. I just don't like I'll end it with this one. I just don't like viewing people as bad people just because they do normal stuff that isn't necessarily bad at all. Like there's actual people out there who are bad people, people out there who are murderers and rapists and criminals, robbers, things like that. There's war criminals who are in charge of countries. We shouldn't consider freaking people who do normal human shit and view them as bad people or making mistakes when there's people out there who are doing legit bad shit. It's like how we demonize freaking sex workers. It's like all they do is freaking make sex content online and get paid for it. Like they're not bad people just because they do it. There's actual bad shit happening in the world and no one paying attention to it because they'd rather complain about the stuff. So I want you to know, CJ, I hate you so much. Like I hope you live forever. Because you make me laugh at animals. I'm trying to be serious. Trying to have a serious conversation right now, and he's over here freaking making all these jokes and shit. Like I hope you live forever. Now, chat won't get it when it comes to like me saying that CJ hates being alive, so therefore me saying "hope you live forever" is an insult to CJ.